and discuss the chapter 4, workplace, emotions, attitudes, and stress. I will cover here the importance of emotions and attitudes in a workplace, how to manage stress, and also the summary of a case study entitled Riding the Emotional Roller Coaster. Before we'll go further, we have here the meaning of the following. Workplace. It is a location where someone works for his or her employer, a place of employment. Emotions are biological states associated with a nervous system brought on by neurophysiological changes. Attitudes, physiological construct, a mental and emotional entity that inheres in or characterizes a person. Stress is a psychological and physiological condition that prepares us to adapt to hostile or noxious environmental conditions. Now, we'll talk first about emotions. It puts us in a state of readiness. Example, when we get worried, our heart rate and blood pressure increases to handle our body better prepared to engage in fight or flight. Fight and flight are choices to respond when we're facing harmful or stressful events. There are two types of emotions, or there are two dimensions of emotion. First is activation, and the second is evaluation. Activation and emotion, it could be high or low, while evaluation could be negative or positive. Example, if you have low activation and a negative evaluation on emotions, you could be bored, tired, drowsy. Otherwise, if you have high activation and positive evaluation on emotions, you could be enthusiastic, elated, and excited. Same applies to other areas here. So these are the emotions on these areas. All right. Next is attitude. Person's attitude is determined by psychological factor like ideas, values, beliefs, and perceptions. Family plays a significant role in the primary stage of attitude held by individual. Initially, a person develops certain attitude from his parents, brothers, sisters, and elders in the family. There is a high degree of relationship between parent and children in attitude. Second, society. This is a second factor. It plays an important role in formatting the attitude of an individual. The culture, tradition, and languages influence a person's attitude. Society, tradition, and culture teach individuals what is acceptable and not. Third, economic. A person's attitude also depends on issues such as salary, status, work environment, and responsibilities. Emotions and attitudes are important in a workplace. It is some source of behavior. Actually, these are the source of behavior. Able to control emotions, and one could have right attitude, which is a requirement to adopt the needed skills and knowledge. Next, we have stress. It is the key for survival. Most people think negative when hearing the word stress. It has positive effect as well. This or there are two types of stress. First is distress. It is the degree of psychological, physiological, and behavioral deviation from healthy functioning. This type of stress is the negative one that weakens our immune system caused by high blood pressures, fatigue, and anxiety. Example of this stress is stress at work, especially when you're exhausted and you don't want to do the task anymore, but your boss pushes you to do the task. Second is eustress. It is necessary part of life because it activates and motivates people to achieve goals, change their environments, and succeed in life's challenges. This happens when you have plans in your life. You're setting goal in your mind which makes you stress, yet it motivates you to move forward. Your mind pushes you to do the task. Our focus here is about the negative one. Let's proceed to the stressors. Here are the causes of stress in a workplace. First, psychological harassment. It is one of the fastest growing sources of stress. It includes repeated and hostile or unwanted conduct, verbal comments, and actions that affects an employee's dignity and psychological integrity. Second, sexual harassment. It is a type of harassment in which a person's employment or job performance is conditional and depends on unwanted sexual relations. Third, work overload. It is common in our country. Overworked employees could burn them out, and it is the cause of insufficient time to satisfy their non work. Fourth, low task control. If an employee have limited knowledge and skills in an area of job, definitely he or she will get easily stressed. Business owners and managers should be able to make ways on how to eliminate stress that affects employees' productivity. Next topic, we have here stress management. Number one, remove the stressor. It begins by identifying areas of high stress that affect specific areas of the organization. Some things to do here are assigning the employee to the skills and their preferences so it will match, reduce excessive workplace noise, and taking corrective actions against harassment. Number two, social support. Having social support in a workplace makes people feel valued and worthy. It provides information to help the employees interpret, comprehend, and remove the stressors. Social support is not only from supervisors or coworkers, it may come from friends and family as well. So it is important not to abuse employees' time. Third, change the stress perception. Engaging employees with the purpose of the business and the importance of their job, as well as helping them to set up their personal goal and self-concept, changes their stress perception. It provides optimism and creates positive emotion in a workplace. In addition, emotional intelligence is important for both business owners or managers and employees. It includes self awareness, start from yourself, know who you are, your personality, self management. After knowing who you are, you will have an idea on how to avoid and control stress. Social awareness. Know also the people around you, their personality. Relationship management. By knowing people's personality, you can match to them and can make ways on how to minimize or prevent stress. Stress is somewhat difficult to manage. Mastering interpersonal skills helps a lot, and turning negative mindset into positive makes us productive. We'll now proceed to the last part of this report, the case study summary. Case study on this chapter is about riding the emotional roller coaster. There are three main characters in here, namely Luis Damiani, Lisa Salvatori, and Anil Chandel. They are the medical professionals who are on service to many emotional patients with different diagnoses. Despite of stress that they encountered every day, they can still manage their job well and able to work effectively. How do they accomplish this? Well, it's their profession. They studied a lot on that field, including patients' behavior, so they could respond properly. Application of what we learned and doing of what we love are some keys to be an effective person in handling stress. These three professionals really masters their job duties. That's about the summary of case study. That's about chapter 4, workplace, emotions, attitudes, and stress. And remember, the great philosopher Lao Tzu once said, watch your thoughts, they become actions. Watch your words, they become watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. Once again, this is Forrest Bacardo. Thank you.